Welcome to Tutorial 2.1, Step 7, Risk Classify the Products. This tutorial will briefly take you through our risk classification system and the 4 risk classes that medical devices will be classified into for product registration purposes. A product is controlled as a medical device if its intended use as defined by its product owner falls within the description as listed in the first schedule of the Health Products Act. This had been covered in Tutorial 1. Next, you will need to determine if your product is a general medical device or an in vitro diagnostic medical device. An in vitro diagnostic device is any instrument, reagent, etc. intended by its product owner to be used in vitro for examination of specimens derived from the human body. The examination will provide information concerning a physiological or pathological state, concerning a congenital abnormality, to determine safety and compatibility of donations, or to monitor therapeutic measures. Medical devices that are not for in vitro diagnosis will be general medical devices. All medical devices are risk classified into 4 risk classes. A for low risk, followed by B, C, and D for high risk. Singapore's medical device regulatory framework is risk-based, and the regulatory controls are proportional to the level of risk of a medical device. The risk presented by a particular medical device depends on a number of factors: its intended purpose, its intended user, its mode of operation, and the effectiveness of the risk management techniques applied during design, manufacture, and use. The higher the risk presented by a particular medical device, the tighter will be the level of regulatory control to be imposed on that device. The risk classification of a medical device depends on multiple factors, such as the duration of medical device contact with the body, which includes whether the device is implantable, the degree of invasiveness, and whether the device is powered by an external source of energy, or whether the device contains a drug or biologic component. Due to the difference in the nature of a general medical device and an in vitro diagnostic device, we have established separate risk classification rules for each device type. Please refer to our guidance documents GN13 for medical device and GN14 for in vitro diagnostic devices for further information on the risk classification systems. As mentioned earlier, all general medical devices are risk classified into 4 risk classes: A, B, C, and D. The examples given are for illustration only, and the registrant must apply the risk classification rules to each device according to its intended purpose. The common keywords listed are to offer registrants a quick guide into the possible risk class of the device. For example, if a device is intended by the product owner to be absorbable implant, it will most likely fall into risk class D. Please note that the examples and common keywords are only indicative of the risk level of the majority of the products that fall under this medical device group. It is not an exact determination, and it is the responsibility of the registrant to use the classification rules set out in GN13 to determine the risk class of their general medical device. The next slide features the risk classification for IVDs, and the common keywords and examples are highlighted in the slide, as you can see.